swagger, okay? Regardless of what happens out there. Doesn't matter. Keep your swagger.
Hey, welcome into the 5-Hole Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We are your hosts tonight, Alan and Jay. Guys, for real, it's totes going to happen. Tristan Jarry and Parker Witherspoon to the Oilers for Stuart Skinner. Some guy posted on Twitter from a totally trusted. It's going to happen, guys, for real. It's happening.
It's week 7, Alan. Anything can happen.
Oh man, but what a day, man. What a day. That game between the Avs and the Wild, immovable object, unstoppable force. Jesper Wallstedt in the shootout with his on one knee, like, I don't know, throwing a spear, whatever pose he's taking. Fantasy note, if you haven't checked to see if Jesper Wallsted's owned, you really should. But yeah, we're here tonight to talk about just kind of, this is the, right after American Thanksgiving. And I should have screenshotted that quote, saved it. I really got to get better about that when I find things like that, because I know there's another instance of it later in the show here. This is the marker where I forget the statistic where I think it's like 2/3 of the teams that are in a playoff spot or within so many points or whatever, they are pretty much a lock for the playoffs. I don't know if you remember the statistic, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 20 game mark, right? So at 20 games,
is it 20 games? I thought it was like American Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, around that, they're thereabouts. Every team now has played over 20 games, but so 20 games is the 25th percent of 20 games is where 25% of the season is done. So at the quarter mark of this season, 80% of all teams in playoff position stay there, which means that there's still, I guess, 20% of the playoff spots to go. But let's look at our playoffs, if you froze the standings right now, those teams that are there right now, you should expect to see them come April.
Right. And that's even, again, like I know I've said it a few times. It's, something Matty K said a few times. October hockey is different from the rest of the season. I mean, some of these teams are starting to fall back to around where we thought they'd be. I mean, the Blackhawks now 23rd. That's kind of where we thought we'd see them, kind of bottom third of the league. I mean, Sabres, that's where we thought we'd see them. Detroit, 20th, Sharks 21st, that's about where we thought we'd see them. Penguins, where are they? 9th. Okay, so they're still doing all right, but some of these teams have kind of been a little bit of surprise. That's kind of what we wanted to get into.
Did you expect Colorado to have a plus 40?
No. Oh my God. And that's what, like, Colorado just on another level so far this season, like one regulation loss. They're outpacing that. What was it? The 23 Boston Bruins that now they seize that like best season ever record. It's funny. Like, look at the rankings. It's just like how many teams are in that like mushy. You can't even call it middle. It's like most of the league is within like 8-ish points of each other. Yes. It's ridiculous. Yes. Like, this is what Gary Bettman gave his life for, is this kind of parity. But yeah, then
there's the Avs.
And then there's then there's the Avs high above as prom king. But yeah, before we get too far off here, wherever you're tuning in, YouTube, make sure subscribe, pretty please. We have the Discord channel, one of many places to stay plugged in to updates to like when we do one-off kind of shows like this. And you can chirp us there and ask random questions like straight to us. We have the FHFH hotline. I know I try to stay in there quite a bit and answer questions as often as I can. And you can follow us on Twitter/X. Slide into our DMs. I know I've been trying to be a lot more active on there lately. And yeah, chirp us there too. And then our website, a lot of nice tools on there, FHFhockey.com. So let's get into this. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, the match between Abs and Minnesota today. So Minnesota, what a complete 180 from how they started the season. And yeah, I have already asked Alexa for recipes on how to prepare crow. Because it wasn't that long ago we were talking about like, yeah, man, these guys not that great. And even if Zuccarello comes back, probably not going to get much better. Wow. In a matter of, I think it was like 10 days, 12 days, something like that. They went from like 29th to now they're like 9th. It's insane.
Seven in a row, right? Like that sort of.
If that, it might be better than that. So and again, I wrote all these notes on the 26th. So obviously all of this has changed with today's win for them. But on the 26th, they were 9th. For the month of October, they went 3-5-3, which not great. They, 27 goals for, 39 goals against. But now in November, 9-1-1. Well, after today, 10-1-1. And what's that? If you add the 2 goals, 2 against from today, they're 35 goals for, 19 goals against. It's insane. And a lot of this, yes, is on the backs of their 2 goaltenders who have just been unreal. Jesper Wallstedt quickly jumped out to a league-leading start. And again, this is before today. His season numbers as of 2 days ago, 6-0-2, a 194 goals against average, a 935 save percentage, 3 shutouts, which I think leads the league. And even Gustafsson, rough October. In November, he has, he's now on a 4-1-1 stretch, 195 goals against, and a 921 save percentage. So for those of you who did not panic, you stayed on the Gus bus, it's paying for you. I did have Gus in one spot, and I'm like, I don't think, if anything, this becomes probably a 50-50 split down the stretch. And
I think this is shades of that Boston tandem years ago, right? Like it is not a unicorn. What's the phrase? The 2-horse race? I don't know what you're calling it. It's just
tandem. Yeah, it's a tandem. Yeah.
It's nuts to see, Alan. I'm also definitely wondering a bit on like not sustainability, but maybe I'm arguing sustainability metrics on any of these components. Like how often can you have guys facing like 30 odd? Geez, Jesper Wallstedt faced 40 shots. Geez, like how often can you give basically, like just a whole like platoon of rubber and say throw it all at the guy, and the guy's like, don't worry, like I got all.
Oh, right, because eventually, that just becomes unsustainable. But I mean, the team defense got better too. That is one of those. You can't just have like one goalie stand on his head and expect the team to get better. But no, there are other factors. I did dig into that that have led to their improvement. Defense is tightening up. They're giving up fewer rush chances. Their team shooting percentage did rebound a little bit, enough that that goals for jumped up. They were 9.7 on the 5th, and now they're 10.7 as of 2 days ago. So 1%. That's more goals. Their early schedule was a lot of travel, so a lot of road games and stronger opponents. But now in November, they're seeing more home games, fewer back-to-backs, which pendulum could swing the other way there. With we got a compressed schedule with the Olympics there, and then they've had more games now against like middle tier and struggling teams. So that's worked out in their favor. So again, this could all mean December pendulum swings the other way, and now we're like, oh yeah, Minnesota's back to where we thought they would be. But I mean, I don't know. Joe Smith, one of their beat reporters, I saw today was writing about how what was his name? We were talking about picking him up as a stream. Daniil Yurov, playing like the line one center. Right. Just looks like such a natural fit in that role. So it's probably the ascension of some of these guys like Z Boyum, like Yurov, and
It
generating more than what they've had in the past.
It kind of boggles my mind a bit. Like I'm trying to almost look for other specific metrics that indicate like they're just outperforming. It really, Alan, almost even when you read it, like what was their goal differential on like a crazy winning streak as well, right? So at minimum, you'd expect that there'd be like a goal differential component. You said it was what 35 and 19. Does that sound correct?
Yeah. So in October they were like what minus 12, and now they're like plus 6. No,
So,
plus 16. Plus 16.
Well, they're plus 6 in differential right now. So then that
oh, okay, on the season. Okay, but
on the season,
for the month of November, they would be plus 16.
They're plus 16. It definitely feels like they're riding the edge of a knife in terms of like.
And that's what I'm saying. Like in December, we could be having a very different conversation. But what a turnaround in a matter of like
what a turnaround,
a week and a half.
Oh my goodness. And Alan, I guess just for our listeners, anyone. Who did you think would be that value pick on Mini that could be, kind of not spearheaded, so to speak, but I'm looking at some of these ownership rates. Boldy obviously was a huge part of that. Jeek, Kaprizov, doesn't matter. These guys are taken, right? But like which guys were like, like the huge value adds? Because I'm looking even at Danila Yurov, and I was like, the dude is getting way more minutes than he did before for sure, but he's still only at 6 points in like, almost 20 games this entire season, right? Like dude is clearly producing at other facets of the game that are probably not necessarily showing up in the fantasy box score. But I was like, are there any other guys that are doing the opposites? Like the Jonathan Marchessaults?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, and just think they have a ton of guys out right now. I mean, they only got this is something for the week preview, but they just got Ryan Hartman back, but like Tarasenko's out. They got a handful of other guys that are out right now, so they're not even playing at their full capacity. Out.
Yeah, Rossi's out.
So they're not even playing like full strength right now.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, and that's what's even. Oh yeah. We'll get into. That's one of the other big topics I want to touch on tonight. Is like some of these power play things we were talking about, like before the season even started, to circle back around.
Yeah, I see what you did there, Alex. Circle back around. I like it. The one I was thinking too was maybe a Marcus Johansson, 20 points, 24 games.
Yeah,
pretty.
Because I think decent. When Zook was out, shocker to me. And I know I've dunked on him several times on this show. It's like, like he's that guy that he's a journeyman, like just from team to team. Whenever they need like a middle six guy to sign for $1 million a year, he's that guy. But he actually showed up, was pretty fantasy relevant for a little stretch while Zook was out.
For sure. And Zook himself, I would say too, like definitely not even a just go
has
check.
Come back
say,
and absolutely.
Rundo walk.
Worth a pickup.
Yeah. Right wing 1, power play 1, like 100%. Dude is basically pacing for a point a game at the moment. And he doesn't shoot that much. I don't think he's almost like a little over 12 shots, 9 games. But I think you're getting.
I think most of his points so far have been assists.
Yeah, 1 and 7. I mean, dude's playing with like who?
He's playing with Kaprizov. He's like that's
Kaprizov.
That he is the team's offense.
He is the team.
Yeah. So next up, the freaking New York Islanders, man. Like, I know this is a team going into the past couple seasons were like next, but right now they're before today anyway, 8th in the league. And freaking Emil Heineman, man, banger darling, multi-cat monster. I wish I had
that.
Are
you reading that wrong? 8th in the league? You mean 8th in the East? Right? No?
What?
8th in the East or 8th in the league?
8th in the league, I thought.
I mean, it's also disgusting because
are they 8th?
Well, the main one is I realized
the
Western Conference has so many juggernauts and then like a whole slew of like individual teams.
Okay, I must add conference up and misread that, unless today's games have changed that much.
It's
That
been a
can't be right.
weird standings and setup, Alan. Like, it's bizarre. But
That's what I was gonna say.
currently
Don't
right
at me.
now,
I did all this like a couple days ago, so today's games may have like moved things that much. Like I said,
100%.
like if you look, like 8 points is like this many teams. It very well could have like points percentage moved things around that much. But
For
yeah,
sure.
13th right now, but a lot higher than we thought they'd be. But yeah,
They
Emil
were supposed to
Heineman.
be. They were supposed to be scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they were supposed to be in the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes. And now it's
Instead,
like
it turned
they're
out Schaefer. Was just the
oh, man.
real deal all along.
And honestly, I think we all kind of suspected that, Tony D'Angelo was a seat warmer for Schaefer, but I didn't expect him to take over this soon. And then just run with it, not let go. He's been amazing. But yeah, those of you who took that kind of later round flyer on him, congratulations. But yeah, Emil Heineman, good God, who thought he'd be the most relevant fantasy piece in the Dobson trade?
And still 41% owned. He should be available in more than half of the leagues out there. I mean, not the office league.
Depending on your scoring, he may not be. If you're pure points, there might, and depending on depth of league, he may not be relevant to you. But categories, bangers. Cats,
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, TJ called it. It's just they're playing much more high event hockey, and
weirdly, I guess this bodes poorly for the goaltending, because I'm just looking at the goaltending as well. Like Sorokin, clearly, obviously, in previous seasons, like taken for value, taken, at relatively high ranks, and produces almost outproducing his draft capital. I don't think that's true this year, Alan. Like, I think Sorokin in that, I guess maybe that Islander crease in particular is not the place to look for value when it comes to that high event hockey that's happening.
Yeah. And then next up, man, freaking, and I think they've like dropped since.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay, they've moved too. So this is just how compressed the league is so far. Yeah. So when I did these notes a couple days ago, Anaheim, they were 4th in the league. Now they're 7th. And a lot of this was stuff that we kind of knew. It was just, we thought this was going to be them in a couple years, but we all knew Lucas Dostal was this good, right? Like absolute 0G hero. Like he was a good individual goalie. It was just the team in front of him was garbage. So like, yeah, he'll stop a lot. He'll face a lot of rubber, but he's not going to get you the wins. But this season, I don't know, man. That's changed. Yeah. Some of the stuff is kind of redliney. I mean, who knows where they end up for the season? But right now, I mean, I feel like Anaheim is one of those teams you might want to own a piece of. Chris Kreider currently at a 68-point pace. That shooting percentage still has room to come down. It's a little goofy. Team shooting percentage is still a little high. Again, as of a couple days ago, I don't know what it is right now, 12.1%. They were second in goals for per game, 3.64. Cutter. Oh, actually, this is old news already. Cutter Gauthier was off power play 1. I know when I checked earlier today because I was working on show notes for Sunday. He's back on. Yeah, it's like this is already old news. But
I was gonna say, hot off the press, it's what, Dostal 2 to 3 weeks out.
Yes,
Mrazek didn't play tonight, and so that barn burner was that Californian barn burner was backstopped on a win by Ville Husso. So I mean, I don't know. Like, depends.
That save percentage scares me though. 8.5 was it like 8.54? So like in a weight stats league, I know. I feel like it's Mrazek's net for sure until
proven otherwise.
Back. Yeah,
for sure. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of value looking forward, let's see who is on their slate, right? Chicago, St. Louis, Utah. Not necessarily the easiest stretch of games, right? I think those games could definitely go either way. But if we're seeing, again, that this team is not just, well, like, Alan, I'm so used to seeing the Ducks at the bottom of the division. The fact that they are clear ahead of all other teams in the Pacific,
right?
if this is the winning team, geez, do we not want a piece of the sweepstakes at 0% for Ville Husso? Maybe.
I mean, did they do like the hockey version of Space Jam? Did they steal all the talent from like Edmonton? Are we watching like is Leo Carlson running around with like Connor McDavid's talent or something? What happens
or
to this
Austin
division this season?
Or Austin Matthews' hair? Like something came through, Alan. Like something just rolled through, and the Ducks are all for it. I mean, it's kind of nuts to see too that their home record is this good, right? Like 9-3-0. Like this team has made. Oh, Alan, it's escaping me. It's escaping me.
But I mean, that's great though. Like if you're gonna be like freaking, I've heard Elliot Friedman say it a gazillion times. Like if you're gonna stink anywhere, stink on the road. Like you have to be good at home.
Right. The Honda Center, Alan. The Honda Center is what I was talking about. They've made the Honda Center the Ducks Fortress, which is, good on them. Good on them. And then maybe, Alan, I would even say that probably might be one of the crucible issues that you're noticing everywhere else in the league where, just look at someone like Edmonton. You'd assume Edmonton has a pretty decent, string and setup. And maybe Edmonton at 5-2-2 isn't exactly a terrible home record either, right? Maybe Edmonton is just playing a ton of games away. And
you know what? And that was, without getting too far in the weeds on what Edmonton's deal is, that was one of the things I was seeing, reading, hearing, whatever, that, Edmonton's played a ton on the road, and their schedule is about to get a lot easier-ish for them. Easier-ish? I don't know. Even though it's a word. English is amazing. Because that can be a factor, certainly.
You just need a home stretch, just like a solid 5-game home stretch.
Because I remember, God, how many seasons ago was it now, where the Islanders, because their new arena was being worked on, they started, I forget how many games just on the road, and it was miserable. I don't even remember if they made the playoffs that season. It was just terrible. And
I think it was like a factor, wasn't it? Like it was.
It certainly was.
Yeah,
because it was just like you don't get regular practices. It's not fun. So I'm wondering, how much that plays into Edmonton's schedule going forward if they have a lot more homestands.
Just don't tell the Kings that for some reason that wild 9-2-4 away record. I don't know what is up with some teams.
Some teams have that, and it's always goofy.
It's always nutty.
But I got more. That's right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So St. Louis, man, I don't know if that's held, but when I checked a couple days ago, 29th. What happened here? Like, this is the team that like they had to go out and get with Jim Montgomery, right? I think that was who it was.
He is a pumpkin, Alan. That's what happened. He is a pumpkin. Like Bennington. Okay, I'll say this too. So a big one people were saying and claiming is that it was just him, getting off odd man rushes, getting beaten on the puck. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking at 8-8-1, there's way more to the story than just, he's got a couple of bad bounces and it's like a 2-on-1 odd man. Like, no, it's he's getting beat on like first pucks, first shots, early pucks, like first 5 shots. Yes, Rico, I see your point.
And how much of that is
multiple times.
And that was how they won the cup last time, right? In like January, they were like friggin' dead last. Like I think wasn't there like a coach firing involved in that too? And then it was just like, right? Like, do you fire your coach again in January? Like, I don't think it works like that. I think you just, but that
worst to first. It definitely is the play. Okay, I'll say this. This team stretches the term streaky to infinite proportions in terms of hockey and fantasy hockey relevance. The real sucky part, Alan, is any holders like me, for example, of Binnington, what do we do with them? We can't get any value back.
Here we go. This was in my notes. Binnington is one of the rumored goalies that could potentially be going to Edmonton. So I feel like this is one of, like, if you're in multiple leagues, maybe poke around, see if Binnington is available. I'm not saying you trade for him. I'm not saying you run out and get him right now. Just keep an eye on him. It seems unlikely, though. A lot of the kind of insiders and stuff, these pundits are like, that's probably doesn't happen. He does have
Alan, if that happens,
kind of movement protection.
The Leafs fan in me is gonna if Binnington takes his worst to first and brings it to Edmonton and they hoist the chip, the Leafs fan in me is just gonna turn.
Another reason why Binnington to Edmonton makes a little bit of sense is the Blues also have some pretty good defensemen. They do. Guys like Colton Parayko, which I feel like would take a king's ransom to get.
Absolutely.
And even guys kind of like Justin Falk. Maybe they try to get Broberg back.
Right.
But yeah, and that's part of why the Binnington to Edmonton makes a little bit of sense. I'm not saying run out and try to get him right now, but it's something to consider. It probably doesn't work, but I feel like if Edmonton does trade for a goalie this year, if you get that guy, that could be this. I feel like that'd be this year's Blackwood.
I will say the one thing that we do want to align our fantasy goal or fantasy target aspirations as well with real life goal aspirations is that the Blues are right up against the cap. They have a decent mix of young guys, but they also have a fair amount of veterans. This team, on their day, should be able to consistently compete for the playoffs, as well as proven by last year. Did they not hold I think it was a 3-2 lead, was it? Or was it just, I guess, maybe a 3-2 lead in the final game in Game 7? Like, they nearly bounced out the Jets, right? Like, this team should have the oomph in them. Make it run.
Yeah, it's just hard to believe that they're this bad, like after going on just that ridiculous tear to make it in the playoffs. I mean, and they ran into the Jets, like, who rightfully,
right.
President's Trophy, they deserve to be in the playoffs. So it's not surprising they got bounced in round one.
I'm just thinking in terms of like the guys they've locked up in their season, right? Like, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
It was okay. Well, I just
we're being told that apparently the Jets Blues playoff series is not pleasant for some people to remember. We're very sorry.
Crazy turnaround. I will just say, like, if you're looking at that team, if you're talking about like Kyrou, Thomas, Buchnevich, Shen, right?
And that's Buchnevich. There we go. You want to talk about like a sore spot there? One of the bigger contracts in the league. I think he's like an $8 million guy. Like, has single digit points on the season so far. But right? I guess like it's terrible.
The target would be more so they actually need this season to be a turnaround season, right? Like, they are losing Holloway to restricted free agency this coming July. They are losing. There's some guys like Sundqvist, Toropchenko that they're not core pieces in that same way, right? But then Jake Neighbors is only there for another RFA. So the angle and tenor of this team really should be screaming toward a team that is trying to compete this season more than anything else. And I'm going to say it straight up too. It's funny because I'm so despondently down on the Leafs. I don't think the Leafs will make the playoffs, period. They look terrible. They are slow. They're sluggish. But if you put the Blues on the same points as the Leafs do, but I think the avenue for the Blues to get to the playoffs is way more streamlined than the Leafs have it. Like, again, we talked about January hockey. We talked about, worst to first, and we joked about that. But truthfully, if this team can string together 4 wins, they are right now inching into a playoff spot. Their whole team structure and setup is built around winning now. It's not a winning in future or, whatever sort of dynamic. My only issue is you look at the team and it's like, it doesn't really just go around to Binnington going, hey, look, like, dude, you can be very good. You want to try, like getting in front of the puck? Like, I don't know what the team in pep talk would be.
Yeah, it looks like I was wrong. Buchnevich is on a little bit of a heater right now. 4 points in 4 games. He does have 11 points. Sorry. Right. But yeah, it's crazy. Like this team is still bottom 5 in goals for and goals against per game. Like they're just not doing it. I think they did win today though against the Sens.
Yes.
But it just sounds like, yeah, even the front office, it sounds like they are just kind of not throwing in the towel completely, but they are listening to offers. Yeah. And I mean, the season's still salvageable. Sometimes, addition by subtraction is the thing. Like maybe you move a Kyrou and you get better for it.
Now, the other one I was wondering is like Snuggerud. We talked early in the season about what this guy could have been. I think, truthfully speaking, with Snuggerud, I don't think he's bad. I just think he's showing himself to be a rookie, right? And that level of play right now, we would need significant boosting for him to end up taking, I guess, a huge step to pulling these Blues into that sort of playoff medal, playoff contention, playoff, sort of oomph. I just wonder a little bit, when we're talking about this sort of team where, they were on the cusp of playoffs or I guess playoff success last season. And then afterwards, when we're talking now, I'm trying to look for fantasy value everywhere. And I think the same juggernauts show up every life left, right, and center, right? So Nathan Walker, I think still is going to be huge bangers value. I think Rob Tom at his 78% right now, like he possibly could be a buy low trade target because he's so low under points per game. Like how can you like what other?
Yeah, it's like how do you need a rookie to overperform? It's yeah.
Just we're trying to give sort of avenues for this team. Like it's not that horrific in the sense of like mind-bogglingness, but yeah, their team definitely needs to start stringing together some wins. And I mean,
I'm not saying I expected them to be top 10, but holy cow, I didn't expect them to be 29th in November.
3 names, right?
What
3 names.
Heck?
So yeah. So Rob Tom has to get back to points per game. Jordan Kyrou right now is he's what 13 points, 23 games. It is he's not near his points per game either, right? So both of them need to really start picking up the pace. And then I would say Dylan Holloway is the one other guy I'm talking about where like he last year was severely like just going for it, making Edmonton look as though they really, really missed his RFA contract. Those 3 guys, I think Holloway is probably the only closest one so far that's really been, shining. But yeah, maybe Circler's point was.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. I just, they need some of these pieces to play out like they should. I don't know. But yeah, last up, and this is great because you kind of touched on them a couple minutes ago, Jay. Toronto, last in the Atlantic, despite what Google might try to have you believe. I don't know if you caught that, Jay, but I thought that was very funny. Some people on Reddit posted images of like how Google tried to have like Buffalo like at the bottom, even though Toronto had like lower points.
It's so
I don't know if that was photoshopped, whatever. I just thought it was hilarious.
It's terrible.
But yeah, a lot of it is you guys have just been beaten with the injury stick. I mean, it's just if it's not Stellar's out, it was Wall. And to me, yeah, Michelli has obviously not that he was going to be, but he really just hasn't been that Marner replacement. For you guys, he's on a 35-point pace right now, even though he's shooting at 23.5%. They got him down to 13 minutes time on ice. I don't know. I mean, like I said, the middle is so compressed right now. I don't know. I think it's too early to say anyone is truly cooked yet. What do you think you're kind of the insider here, Jay. What do you think could salvage this season?
Okay, I guess first we're going to give credit where credit is due. Yes, the out is that the injury bug has hit Toronto. And I think, truthfully speaking, every team that, is truly mired in the muck, so to speak, will always, to some degree, deal with injuries, right? So then Matthews was out for a while, now he's back. Nyes was out for a while, now he's back. Nylander was out, came back, now out once more. Goaltending, right? Stolarz went from out to being IR out, and Wall went, took a leave for personal reasons, came back. Yes, top talent, top core pieces were unavailable for various reasons. But crucially, if you're looking at the team as well, there is a 5 to 7 minute stretch at the end of the game where the Leafs consistently concede. And when I say they consistently concede, it is either a game-tying goal. It's in those stretches of 1-goal games that they are letting in goals. It's either they're giving up a goal to, break the tie, or they're giving up a goal to lose the lead. You can't give up at that critical juncture of the game and continue to rack up points. I remember even the game, it was so early, Alan. I'm just bringing it back as a core context that has happened over and over. The Red Wings, were always guilty of that in so many seasons, year in, year out. And you'd lose the point. You'd lose that guaranteed loser point that you could concede and obtain. You would lose it in overtime, right? You missed a shift or you missed, a breakout pass. And that's it, right? That is your extra point here or there.
And that was how the Wings would sneak into the playoffs for so many years, was those loser points.
They'd win in and they'd win a couple of shutouts, back then Datsuk was constantly nifty on the puck. It makes such a huge difference in a league with parity, where truthfully how the league should structure, and man, this is going really into the weeds, Alan, but if the league operated with the 3-2-1 points system, right? 3 points for a regulation win. Yeah. And then
make people play to the win rather than just we're tied and it's a couple minutes left. Let's stall.
Right. And another one would be, let's say your overtimes, right? In your overtime, you would actually end up with, 2 points or, 1 point. It would change the dynamic radically. But we don't play in that sort of league. If you play in more games that get to overtime, you are playing with 50% more points to get you places and spaces. And if you hold teams to regulation losses, you are locking them out of 50% of those points. The Leafs have gone this season, even in tonight's game, right? A regulation loss. It's these sorts of things that are making the difference right now. Detroit is exactly Detroit and Toronto could be flipped. You know what I mean? Detroit has beat Toronto twice and with end game goals that were in the last 3 minutes. And then they got a couple of empty netters on top. Detroit is where Toronto would be and exactly 2 points out of a playoff spot. But Toronto is not where Detroit is because they keep...
So you're saying, I guess part of the problem is that when they lose, they're decisively losing. It's not they're not close games.
Opposite. It's when they lose, they are losing in that last little juncture of the game where they need to give that extra oil and just don't lose the extra point you could have gained by holding off the opponents for another 100 seconds. That's all you need to do. Make a clean zone entry. Make a clean zone exit. Dump that puck in and chip off 5 to 7 seconds. Toronto is not the same team because they are so slow. What was the one we were reading? 29th in the league in terms of
Yeah, I remember seeing that they're just, I didn't think you guys got that much older that quickly. That's crazy.
And the other one too is I think they're the heaviest team in the league. I'm not saying they ate a couple extra pies. That's not what I meant. It's just, they are just the bigger, beefier team. And because of that, they are slower. Right. Getting outshot 2-1 all the time. Yeah. Great points. It's just all those things that Toronto used to rely on the opposite end, just to gain a lead, consistently holds it, mire out your opponent, get outshot, but it would be like, funneled shots from, like with open and clear vision. None of that is happening because the Leafs are just getting beat. They're getting beat out the zone. They're getting beat in. They're getting odd man rushes, and their goalies were playing hurt, or it's such a clusterfuck is what I'm trying to angrily say on the pod, Alan.
Man, I didn't think we'd spend this long in this first half. So, all right. So next portion of the show here, I want to revisit. We knew we'd going into the season, there'd be some power play controversies. Yeah,
Contra Hershey's.
Contra Hershey's. Whatever. English is hard. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a perfect time to revisit. I know, we could do this regularly during the shows, but whatever. Those shows write themselves. Let's write a show just to do this. So first up, we're going to Minnesota because whose power play is it anyway? Someone brought up Zeev Boyum. So I just kind of looked at, Boyum, Faber, Spurgeon, even just to kind of see how the power play time was being distributed. As of right now, Zeev Boyum does appear to be getting the majority of the time. Whether that's translating to points or success or not, your mileage may vary. And again, this is before today's game. He had the majority of the power play time in 5 of the last 6 games, and then has the majority of the power play time in 14 of the 23 games this season. So to me, that seems like, yes, he is the QB on this season. Brock Faber, only 16.6 percent of the power play time so far this season. He only has 3 games with about 45 to 50% of the power play share, which is nice because this makes him a nice, like, kind of 4th, 5th defenseman, because those guys who can get like 45-ish points without much power play time are their own fantasy unicorns. And you got Jared Spurgeon rounding things out, 40.7% of the power play share. It's probably power play too, honestly. But he is only pacing for 14 points right now. And he has 8 of the 23 games with majority power play share. So, and I think there was quite a few games. Yeah, today power play 1 is Boyum, and then power play 2 is Faber and Spurgeon. And I think that's what's causing these numbers to look like that. I don't think Frozen Tools kind of differentiates between power play time is like power play 1, power play 2. But yeah, I would say, if Boyum is getting the majority of the power play time overall, he's your QB. But yeah, it does seem like they tend to mix things up a bit. I don't know if that's dependent on who drew the penalty, or if it's like some of these other teams are doing this year where they kind of, hey, our opponent is playing this way, we want someone who would do this. So we want, do we know how often they're switching it up? I don't know.
Get that New Jersey Devils shit out of here. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. I have Jersey as one of the teams to talk about. Do we know how often they're switching it up? I don't know. It seems like every week, 2 weeks. I feel like I forget when they had Spurgeon up on there recently, but it's not every game, every other game. It just seems like one of those things. But yeah, if they're 4th ranked power play, I don't know if I'd worry so much.
I wonder, like, the one thing I wonder is just, so even when you're looking at Zeev Boyum, like, he's gotten 1 power play point in the past 7 games, of which I'm going to remind you, they were all fucking dubs. So it might be reasonable just to state, like, and this is almost like state for the record, state for the audience, state for the camera, just so we know and we can say, and we will, timestamp this November 28th, 2025 for future reference. You can grab as many power play quarterbacks that go on this Minnesota Wild team and go hog wild as you want. I don't think that power play runs through any quarterback that is stapled to that power play. It just does
I don't know. I think Boyum might be a step in the right direction. But I think it still kind of stands like Spurgeon, fantasy irrelevant. Faber, I would say this year probably a little bit more fantasy relevant than he has been in years past. And Boyum, I don't know. Maybe it's your fourth defenseman. Hopefully you didn't spend too much capital on him.
I mean, Alan, he's still got 1 assist and 7 wins.
Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not too hung up on
to give some
putting
context,
a lot of value on those Minnesota.
To give
defensemen.
some metric of context beside it. In the same amount of time, in the same stretch, Matt Boldy has had 5 goals, 5 assists, 3 power play points in the same stretch of games, right? So I'm just putting it out there that in one angle, you can see clearly an angle and dude who has been producing on that power play. I know he's the top guy. Kaprizov is the top guy. But just like this sort of offensive production on this team is so forward top line driven. It's insane. Alan, who is their 12th forward? You don't know, and I don't know, and like I don't even know if their coach knows. Like it just is Boldy on? Good. Is Kaprizov hurt? No. Amazing. Like it's pretty much this team, and I think
Boyum has 8 power play points on the year. Faber only has 4. Like I think
for sure.
Yeah,
I do think, and I would say, I think Faber for the peripherals is way more interesting.
Yeah, I think Faber has become more fantasy relevant than he has in years past. But
agreed.
Yeah, let's keep moving. So next up, Washington. And this was, man, I don't know, Jay, did you like aim for, did you shoot for Chychrun or Carlson anywhere, man? Like I
have no Chychrun or Carlson stocks, but I know you don't either, right? Like
I do. In Super Bangers, I have Chychrun. And I'm very happy with him. And there we go. This is the stat where I wanted to try and find again before the show and I couldn't. Jacob Chychrun, one of the effort, and I don't know what stat they used to calculate it, but definitely one of the best offensive defensemen in the league right now. On pace for another 20-goal season. But yes, right now, and man, again, because I don't know how they're splitting it. They're both kind of getting a weird, Chychrun is amazing.
Yes, Rico. Oh my goodness. And what am I seeing? In our league, Alan, he's 29th. Oh my goodness. 80 shots.
Insane.
This guy knows where the moon is and he's going for it, man. Like it is absolutely bonkers. I'm kind of blown away a little bit by the fact that they have 2, like, you know what I mean? Like the fact that they have enough oomph and firepower on their squad to feed 2 defensemen is a little surprising to me, given especially that Carlson's on the power play too. Does it matter if Ovi's on both power plays, I guess? If he sets up in the shop on both sides, you're still feeding the same angle.
Then, it seems like they're not necessarily double shifting him like they were. I don't know. But as far as like Carlson, Chychrun, I don't know. It seems like a lot of times they're using them both, and I think some of that's injury, but it does seem like, at least so far this season, like it's most of the time, if it's one of them, it's Carlson. But the share is pretty similar.
I'm seeing Chychrun on the power play 1, but
I know, and lately it has been Chychrun. I don't know if we can definitively say yet that it has shifted, that we can fade Carlson. But I would say if you drafted Carlson like super late, like 10th round later or something like that, you're happy with his value.
You're laughing to the bank.
Yeah. So right now it looks like season to date, Carlson 66.2% share, Chychrun 59.8%, but they're both on very similar paces. Carlson's pacing for 78 points. He's hit, although the only thing that bothers me kind of about Carlson right now is he's shooting at 9.8% versus his career 6.3, but whatever.
Right.
Again, you drafted him probably very late. A lot of people are probably faded him. So you're laughing at the bank, but Chychrun, Yeah, currently pacing 75 points, probably going to hit 20 goals again. Yeah, you're loving life. I think I got him 8th round. Like, I'm very happy with that.
And I wonder about that Rico, where, well, I guess Rico's comment was saying that both Chychrun and Carlson aren't producing on the power play as much. They're only getting, like, because what? They have 22 points each, and they only get 4 and 5 points from the power play. And Alan, I think the culprit for that is mostly Ovi, right? Like, I would say Ovi has not been delivering from that office to the degree to which, you could have expected to see him do so. But yeah, he is the trigger man, obviously, to be, if he scores, then everyone else's stats go bonkers.
So yeah, this Jay, you were already cursing at me. So yeah, next up, Jersey. This one is a mess. So this is, and I think, oh my God, the coach's name, I forget. He was the Toronto coach.
Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, Keefe said, I think early on that this was a team where they were going to kind of mess with the power play based on their opponent. At first, Dougie was kind of getting all of power play one, but then ever since he went out, it seems like it's been the Luke Hughes show. I don't think there's been too much opportunity for Dougie to reclaim it.
I think the angriest part about
forwards is where it gets weird. Sorry, Jay.
No, the part that makes me angry about all of this is the fact that they're winning, which almost just
like, why change it?
Oh, right? It just drives me bonkers, man. Who, Alan, are we going to drive any listeners to go grab for value, though? Circle, you're right. Yes, Timo is on the power play.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'll get there. So the forwards is where it kind of gets muddy. And that's really what changes the most. So Jack, and this will change, obviously, the more time he misses. So right now he's at 76.7% share. Heischer 69.7. It's a very nice number. Also, Brat's number is nice, 69.5. Nice. So Timo right now is at 52.3, which, it's up from his last 2 years, but it's only I think it's less than 10% increase. But that's probably power play 2, right? Like this year, finally playing power play 1. It's awesome. Dawson Mercer, 49.5, which is where, part of what has made him so valuable this year is him getting that power play 1 time and just being on that crazy hot streak. I don't know, Jay, do we even think they bother putting Stefan Nason back in, or do we think that Mercer's kind of filled his role?
Yeah, I kind of think the thing with Mercer is he doesn't even get a consistent deployment of time, right? You see him bouncing up from 20 minutes, 16 minutes, 15 minutes, 21 minutes. He is clearly a man of, I guess, wavering trust for Sheldon. And I mean, Nason, I would almost put him on the other end, right? He was consistently getting top line and top power play deployment last season, even over Timo, right? I think it's just in terms of roles and slots. Nason sits in a very specific role that I think Sheldon envisions for his squad. Wavering. Yeah, that is a good one. Actually, I didn't realize. Yeah, wavering trust. Yeah. My issue with Nason as well is that currently he's sitting on line 4. And then with the power play 2 deployment, he is not the guy. I can't, Alan, picture his I guess, bump off player. Which guy is he bumping to remove? So there's Heischer when Jack comes back.
Right.
Your Dougie or Luke, right? And then there's that one last slot. Oh, sorry, Brat's the other guy, right? So now you have a rotating cast so Meyer's been there, and then in seasons past, Mercer's there now. Seasons past, Meyer would be taken off from Nason. If Meyer continues to earn more trust, and he has been producing this season, right? Pretty much point per game, it's a tough sell on Nason's side to be hey, dude, I'm at 3 points this season. Remember
right after I missed camp and everything else. Yeah. Yeah, I just said on. I wonder if he's just lost that spot this season. Try again next season, or maybe he's
And
just done.
And I think it's so annoying in fantasy when the teams start winning because it's the same concept behind Carolina, right? Like, what was Carolina at for a while? Now they're second in the division again. Like, they're always third or second in the division, right? So, because they keep winning, what coach is going to go through and be like, let's juggle lineups and mess around? There's just no incentive.
Right.
So, like,
are we, especially at this point in the game where, again, like you're kind of firming up where you are in the standings for the rest of the season.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I will say the one thing I would be concerned about with Jersey going forward is that they have a pretty mediocre goal differential relative to, I guess, other top teams in their division. Like, I would say even like you look at the other teams are beating the crap out of their opponents relatively. I mean, no one's doing it at a Colorado pace.
Gotcha.
But the Devils have a pretty mediocre, like goal differential relatively. And I'm just wondering a little bit if they're just literally outscoring opposition as opposed to, consistently dominating, like clean leads, all that stuff. But none of that would bode differently for how they would structure their power play. Like none of that has any indicated effect.
Yeah, because I mean, who else were they gonna try? Like, oh my gosh, Arseny, Gritsuk there. Yeah, there just really isn't anyone else. But yeah, moving on. No. So next up, Vegas. 5-forward power play, and it seems like they're pretty much sticking with it. And this is definitely already changed since Mark Stone has come back. He has knocked Braden Bowman off, so now it's Mark Stone, Tomas Hertl, Pavel Dorofeyev, Eichel, and Marner. So yeah, Shea Theodore stunks way down. He is currently pacing for 48 points, his lowest since 2018-2019, his second season with Vegas. And I think then he would have been behind like Pietrangelo. I think that was who would have been running power play 1 back then. But
Marner coming as a defensively responsible forward has been horrible for Shea Theodore.
Yeah. I mean, to his credit though, I mean today, they kind of got shut down by the Habs, but he did have 6 points in his last 5 before today. And then, like I said, it looks like Mark Stone is replacing Braden Bowman on that power play. So Braden Bowman, if you picked him up, his ownership was increasing. And then like Rico was saying, Braden Bowman still maybe a nice hold in like 12 team and above, just because he's still line 1. But yeah, that power play 1 definitely takes his value. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless there's maybe a marginal improvement on the wire, you might have to hold it out with Shea Theodore.
Barbashev is the guy of value, I guess, right? Even though he's getting power play 2, like I guess Barbashev is the other guy that's getting Eichel access in addition to Bowman. No.
I mean, is Barbashev getting power play 2? I don't.
Yeah, he says line 1 power play 2.
I just feel like he doesn't do much. I mean, if he does stuff, it's like it's stuff that doesn't show. Yeah, it's mostly stuff that doesn't show up on your fantasy. Box score.
He's got 8 goals, 12 assists, 23 games. It's, I guess, is his issue more like the unknown factor? Like he doesn't get the same celebrated, I guess, laudits. But like looking at everything, like it seems like he's decent value for 35% ownership. I would definitely say unsustainable shooting percentage, though. My goodness, 8 goals and 34 shots, like that.
Yeah,
that's
and that's what like he just doesn't do it. Like I remember there was he was on a little bit of a heater earlier this season, and that was where it was nice to stream him for that week. But he really just doesn't do a whole lot. And I'm wondering if it's just, again, intangibles. Like he's kind of like an Andre Palat kind of guy.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Andre Palat, for that sign.
Because what is it? Oh, what was the stat I saw earlier today that like in his last, 43 games, Andre Palat has like 3 points or 3 goals, something very embarrassing.
Anyway, we are moving.
Anyway, so last team here to bring us in, LA. They're also doing 5-forward power play. Andrei Kuzmenko, who is kind of rotated in and out there, depending on how badly they want to scratch him. Kopitar, Byfield, Fiala, Kempe. It seems like they're kind of locks. Corey Perry, I feel like he's maybe the one who's rotated in for Kuzmenko. He's also seen time on power play 1. So the defenseman who may have been on power play 1, Drew Doughty injured right now. I'm not much value there unless he is on power play 1 at this point in his career.
And I'm going to say,
again, I don't know if, sorry.
No, I'm just going to say, what a shout out to Adrian Kempe as well. Like, this guy was not drafted top 30 and is definitely way out producing his draft.
Oh God, yeah.
Incredible.
And I wonder, now that he has signed that contract, I wonder if this pace keeps up.
Right. Okay, I wondered that one too. I wondered that one as well. The other one I was curious about is just, man, Quentin Byfield, what a revelation, right? Like, I mean,
he was taken 2nd overall, like quite a few years ago.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just more taking over completely that power, that line 1 centership that has been, staple to Anze Kopitar for I was going to say decades at this point, right? Like it's been a long time since LA has seen anybody else other than, the Slovenian wonder on ice. I do think more than anything, probably their season does ride or die by whether or not Darcy Kemper can stay healthy.
So far so good.
So
right, quarter of the way in.
Yeah, because Lord knows if you look at that setup, it really is just a matter of if Darcy is in, they can get the dub, and if not, like you're looking at what Anton Forsberg.
Anton Forsberg, yeah.
And it is a 3 percentage point difference between the two. It is a rough time.
Yeah, Doughty's not getting power play 1, and I guess Brant Clark was the only other person who could get power play 1, but I don't even know if it's worth holding him. I mean, looking at his peripherals per game, like he just doesn't really do much. I don't know if there's really any point in holding him. I don't know.
I wouldn't keep Clark. No, I wouldn't keep Clark. It would be. Yeah. I would move off from LA. I think once you get past,
unless you have one of those guys like Kopi, Byfield, Fiala, Kempe. All right, yeah. I like this one. Right, coming full circle. All right. From WMW Animations, thoughts on Landeskog. That is Trixie because I know one of the lines at one point in the game tonight was McKinnon, Lehkonen, Landeskog.
Yes. And with the goal tonight too.
Dude, that gnarly goal where he gets kind of goes into the boards for a second, looks a little funky, just soldiers picks himself up, just gets to the front of the net, just whacks it in, man. What a soldier. If there was any doubt that power play 1 and 6 shots on goal. Yeah, if there was any doubt about his health,
Captain's got the dog.
Again,
we say.
Alexa has informed me of ways to prepare crow. I'm ready to chow down.
Okay. Out before we go, we can't just give like that sort of thing. I know he's on the.
No, I still feel like his even strength deployment may fluctuate. Especially Valerie Nichushkin is starting to skate again. Probably returns to the lineup again, but I feel like his deployment could kind of go all over the place. I don't think that this is something you can. He's probably going to be a short-term hold here and there as he heats up.
Crucially, as well, it looks like basically they've just given Brock Nelson's deployment over to Landeskog's deployment. Basically, is what it kind of seems like. Yeah. And then also, yes, you're correct that. Well, I mean, Nuke's out, right? So this is subject to change. But oh my God, Landeskog, it'll be crazy. Yeah. Wait, and then deal with Puckstud's question before.
I guess we can answer that real quick. I feel like I've answered this a few times today.
Monahan,
I feel like this is tough because Monahan is line 2, and I really don't like his line mates. So he's asking roster Monahan to Foley for next week. He can fit them both in. I feel like Monahan because he's still getting power play 1. Toffoli is
line 1 now. But iffy. He's still power play 2. It's
still kind of iffy.
For context, he got an assist last night. Toffoli did. in
Right.
11 minutes of ice time. Like,
Yeah,
it is
his ice time is if he's shooting like one shot a game, which is a far cry from what I kind of like expected of him.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, I
take
don't-
Monahan. I think Monahan's like a safe
Monahan.
18 to 21 minute. It's yeah.
Drop
I could drop
Why would
Saros
you
to get
don't drop
Nora.
Saros? No,
What?
no,
No.
no, no,
No,
no,
no, no,
no.
no, no. Wait, Veg and Decord. Alan, I will say this too. Like, I've been pretty mum's the word on it, but it's been a tough time. 8 goals, shellacking. I mean, fuck, to get some win tonight too to give me false hope. I don't know. You know what? Puck stud, don't do this to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you drop Saros, it is going to work out likely for you in some way, shape, or form. But then the nights where he gets the dubs, it just makes.
I mean,
you
it is.
question
Nashville
so many things.
is. Yeah,
Rico's statement is so true.
Alan. Here we go. Hear me out though, because all right, so Norris has already been injured once this season. How many times has he injured in his career? Like, if you drop Saros, yeah, I would say drop Binnington for Saros.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you first, Alan. I'm interrupting.
Yeah, we're gonna spend like an hour just answering all these things that just got in chat here. Yeah, I no. If you drop Saros for Norris could very well get injured again within a week, and then you just drop Saros.
Drop Saros for nobody.
For nothing.
Yeah. I would.
That's why I'm saying that's a bad idea.
Yes. Maybe my reaction of drop Saros was initial like overreaction, but the not underreaction is for Norris is definitely the don't do it for Norris.
Yeah, there we go. This is like I said, moral of the story here. Let's close on this before we get too far in the weeds. Just check, see if Binnington, see if Yari, at least for right now, are just kind of available in your league. Don't rush to grab them. Don't rush to trade for them. Just see if they're out there.
Agreed.
Because one of them might win the Edmonton trade lottery. But that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Sit Start Saturday, and then Sunday night we'll be here with the Week 8 script, your week preview for Week 8. Good night and good mental health, everyone.
We will pick you up later.
Adios, turd nuggets.